Well, I just can't leave well enough alone. Um, so I decided I'm going to try and do a box in like the model has in this area to give this some rigidity. Probably do the front too to box in those lights. So what I've done with my old sheet plastic is just done a few eyeball measurements of so I'm going to box this light in completely because it should have a bottom, and like so. And I just eyeballed this stuff, and I didn't even use a ruler or anything. Just well, I did use a ruler, but not to measure, just to use it as a straight edge. To get that, there's a little straight line here for about, I don't know, a third of an inch. I don't know how many millimeters that is for you Europeans. I don't convert. I do have a millimeter ruler though. Let's see. About 7 millimeters, right? Before it starts to angle out toward the width of the wheel, right? And that angles up. And then I cut this curved piece out. It will go like so. And this too is just eyeballed. I just cut that curve. I measured to the length of this piece. Forgive my camera work, I'm so sorry. I measured to the length of this piece a little bit longer. And I'll trim it once I get it all glued together. And then I just cut a very slowly. I just started to arc the bottom until I got it where I wanted, pretty much. And that angles out to the width of the wheel, and then this will go on top. And the final piece is this piece, which will box in the wheel well. And so I'm basically gonna build that box, and I'll show you that assembly. And I'm probably gonna do a relief cut here so it doesn't stress when I glue these two sides together like so. See what I mean? Like so. And I'm replicating all these parts left and right. I just traced the first ones to the second ones. I've done 2 of the 3 for this side. Got this one roughed out. Gonna cut that and glue all these together, and that'll create that box. And then I'm gonna make a line that glues all the way around, all the way across here. If I show you on the real model, let's take this fella and put him sideways. You can see what's going on there. And, I'm gonna box this whole area and give it a little more rigidity there. I don't know that I'm making any of this stuff. I mean, it's kind of overkill. I just want to give it a little more rigidity down there. And in the front, I'm thinking of making little boxes here and here, and also maybe a line there to glue all that in. And I'll paint that blue. Obviously, I've got more blue, so I'll paint all that blue. I think my metal is too thick. I was looking at my metal sheet to mold wheel wells from it, unfortunately, right now. So I think I'm going to be stuck with not doing that yet until I see if I can find thinner metal somewhere, thinner gauge metal that I can possibly mold wheel wells with. But that's what I'm going to try and make. when I come back on camera, I'll have these glued together. I'm not going to glue them on camera for you. I got to sit here and hold this stuff with super glue, and it's just too stupid to watch. So you'll see what the aftermath is, and see if you like it. I'm still waiting on my radio. I'm still waiting to get lights for the red lights, unfortunately. I hope I can get them that are the right size. If not, it is what it is, you know. I can only get what I can get. So, anyway, that's what I'm up to today. Okay, so this is the result of what I've been working on this morning. And, you know, there's another gentleman, my favorite Italian guy that I don't know the name of, but I watched his video a long time ago, and he did something to this effect. I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a long time to see how he did it. I know he made fender wheel wells and stuff out of metal. I haven't done anything with the front yet, but this piece sort of emulates what's going on with the body. On the real model, like it's, you know, it's still a model. I think I got a little bit of glue on here, so I'll have to work this off later. We'll see. Yeah, I got something glued that shouldn't be glued, but I'll fix that afterwards. Just so you know, and my usual way of doing things, which is why I don't try and give you guys instructions to this level, because I don't do this stuff probably the best way possible. It's a lot of failure. So these are failures here. These are things that I started out with, worked with, decided they needed to be fixed a little here, a little there, a little shim here and there. Look at this. I mean, this is to make those pieces. These are all the little shreds I cut off to trim these pieces and parts and redo them. So, you know, I do all this stuff by feel. It's not, I did very little measuring, just here and there, just tiny little hatch marks. You can see where I made little marks here and there, but really it's kind of all eyeballed. And crazy glued together. I'm going to paint this all with P4, make it all nice and blue, same color as the body, the side body. And I thought these lights were boxed in, but they're actually not. I looked at the model again, and they're not boxed in, so I cut those out. So you can, that's correct the way that is. This would have a Venturi tunnel. I'm not going to build that. That's kind of nonsense. It doesn't do anything for this particular car. I just wanted to box this in so it looked more finished when you looked at the back of the car. You really, on the front, you really don't see that because the front's so low to the ground. This is high up, and if you look at the car from the rear, if you were looking at eye level at it, you'd see it. I mean, obviously, if it's on the ground, you don't see it. It's an RC car after all. But this is kind of, you know, the things I have fun doing, so that's all I did this for. I just did it for fun. I got another day off. The government is talking about putting us back to work sometime, either late this week or next week. And so I want to get as much done as possible on this car before that happens, because like I said, once I go back to work, it's going to be all hell breaks loose, I'm sure. We're going back to offices that we haven't even seen for 40-something days. And it's going to be an interesting situation. Won't even know if we can log on to our computers, quite honestly. You know, things like that. So we will be busy trying to get our lives and our work back on track for everybody. And until that time, I'm going to enjoy the time I have. I think I have a radio coming in today. It's supposed to come in, according to DHL, between 4 and 6 p.m. It's now 12:30 on my time. And so maybe I'll get a chance to get a radio installed tomorrow. And if I do that, then I get to hook up the tie rods, the steering, servo, the speed controller, blah, blah, blah. Lights hooked up into that. And you might even see this thing running without decals, but running. And then maybe decals will come on before I go back to work too. You never know. Once again, I got to think about what I'm going to do, if anything, here. I kind of want to do something because I just don't like the fact that you can see the lights. I mean, it could be just as simple as maybe I'm just going to get some tape and, shield these lights somehow. Maybe just as simple as some aluminum foil and some tape, so that you don't see the lights projecting outside the fender wells. I don't think I want to go crazy with this. What's unusual about this car is it doesn't have, usually these RC cars have a bumper, and I don't think this one comes with one. It's quite surprising that it doesn't have an extension that carries out over the front. But maybe I missed it, but I don't think I did. Anyway, that's the car upside down, which I don't know if this is the first time I've actually had the chassis on it and all that. I also got to figure out where I'm sticking this chassis down. I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to go on, it'll probably be double-sided tape to the cockpit bottom. But it might need a little jacking up, so there might be some pads I have to put on it to get the rear end, especially the rear wheels, got to be lifted off the body a little bit. It's odds and ends now. Lots of odds and ends to get this thing where it's supposed to be. So, I'm going to paint the body, these pieces, and then I'll come back and just show you that all completed. And you can see I did put a little wheel backing back there as well. So it's pretty simple, but it'll get the job done. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.